a 93rd minute winner. Tears, heartbreak, controversy, joy! These are literally the most earth-shattering and heart-stopping last-minute moments. Wait a minute, what game was Sergio Aguero referring to here? Oh boy, I can't wait to find out. But first, I'm pretty sure we all want to know what happened back on May 13th, 2012. What I will tell you is that this was one of the craziest days in football history. Manchester City versus Queen's Park Rangers. At first, things went well for Manchester City as they got themselves a goal early in the game. However, since this is the Premier League, we all know that you'll never ever get one normal day. Which is what happened to Manchester City as they found themselves 2-1 down in the 90th minute. Tensions were palpable throughout the whole stadium, and the citizens needed to score 2 goals if they were to keep Sir Alex Father Christmas-looking Ferguson from winning his 13th Premier League title. Oh, take it easy there. That scarf didn't do anything to you. With 3 minutes remaining in stoppage time, Edin Dzeko leveled the playing field. And we all know what happened next. Man, that Aguero goal literally sent the Etihad into a frenzy. Reminds me of the time a player had more than 45,000 fans going crazy. Back in 2010, the SPL title went down to the wire as Celtics against Rangers, also known as the Old Firm Derby, produced one of the most notorious last-minute goals. This matchup is one of the most volatile, loudest, wildest and craziest derbies in world football. So when Maurice Edu scored the winning goal with less than a minute to go, it sent everyone into sicko mode. I haven't seen a tap-in make a crowd go this crazy since Man U played Bayern back in '99. Manchester United versus Bayern Champions League final. Man United hadn't been in a final since 1968. So, when they turned up with homegrown talents like Gary Neville, David Beckham and Ryan Giggs, they were clearly out for blood. The match was literally a treble face-off. Manchester United had completed their domestic dominance in England, and so did Bayern Munich in Germany. Question was, who out of these 22 men really wanted this beautiful, silver, shiny and big-eared cup? After just 6 minutes, Bayern scored a free kick to go ahead. Fast forward deep into stoppage time, the Reds managed to pull one back to level it up. But word to Kim Kardashian on search and rescue, they didn't come this far. Just to come this far. Because right after scoring their first goal from a corner, bam! Man United won their first continental treble with the last kick of the game. Winning a treble must be quite the feeling. And it's certainly amazing when you win it by making a save, like this. Last season, Manchester City were the best team in all of Europe. I mean, you don't just go 13 games unbeaten in the Champions League for no reason, even beating Real Madrid 4-0 in the semi-final. But that was the semi-final, and the Etihad Stadium was absolutely hyped. So was Edison after City made it to their second ever UCL final. Rodri scored to put City into driver's seat on the 69th minute, which is oddly my favourite number. Anyway, the score stayed like this to bring City the treble they truly deserved, but not without the last-minute heart-stopping save by Edison. He was just flying. Speaking of flying, well, get ready, because one time, Lucas Moura played so well that it was as if he was actually taking a flight. Spurs versus Ajax. Losing 1-0 in the first leg was disappointing for Lucas Moura. Trailing 2-0 at halftime in second leg was devastating. Missing chances, lack of aggression. Kane was injured, not to mention his friend Vertonghen had to be taken off for injury. What a mess. One thing was on his mind: revenge. Second half, Spurs scored twice in just 5 minutes. And with injury time deep in the 96th minute, Lucas applied the final blow. But back in North London, Arsenal made a statement. The Gunners spent more than 200 days at the top. To maintain their record, they had to ruthlessly beat teams and show up when it mattered, just like they did when they came up against Bournemouth. 9 seconds. It took just 9 seconds for Philip Billing to score and put Bournemouth up. A header to put them up 2-0 for the night was the last thing Mikel Arteta had on his mind. On the other hand, what Reiss Nelson had on his mind, it looked like this. If there's a lesson to be learned here, is that you shouldn't ever give up. Growing up, that's something Kaká always believed in. Being one of the best midfielders of his generation, Kaká was a sensation in his time at Europe. Champions League winner, World Cup winner, Ballon d'Or, you know how it goes. But once he moved to America, you bet the MLS was happy to have a player of his caliber. Instead of knockout stages, he had to get used to playoffs. And playoff Kaka was an absolute weapon, even clinching a spot in the Eastern Conference playoffs with just less than 3 minutes to go. That's cool and all, but what David Beckham did against Greece, it turned him into a meme for a couple of decades. See, back in 2001, England really needed a spot in the 2002 World Cup. You know, because they wanted it to come home and all that. Yeah, you've heard the song. Anyway, a match against Greece was a golden opportunity to make the tournament. England versus Greece. England were losing the game 2-1 and needed a draw. With the game taking place at Old Trafford, it only made sense for David Beckham to, well, bend it like Beckham, I guess. Nowadays, you're bound to hear little kids saying, "Bend it like Beckham." My little snot-nosed brother says it all the time, over and over and over again. I'm sick of it. Why does no one ever say, "Head it in, like Modeste"? Bayern versus BVB Dortmund. Now that's something I can get behind. That last-minute goal from the player, it sent the whole stadium into madness. I mean, just look at the scenes. Everyone's going crazy. The good kind of crazy, not whatever this guy's doing. Oh boy, I don't know about you guys, but the moment Sergio Aguero was talking about, it's almost here. But first, Barcelona versus PSG 2017. The first leg wasn't quite what the Barcelona fans were hoping for. Messi, Neymar, Suarez, Gerard Piqué, Iniesta. With these names, you'd think it'd be a straightforward game for the Blaugrana. But that was before they met the wrath of Angel Di Maria. And I guess Angel Di Maria came out and said, "Not in my town." He was not messing around. If anything, he was on demon time the way he single-handedly destroyed Barcelona, even scoring this ridiculous free kick. I gotta be honest and give the goalkeeper his flowers. Just keeping out a team like Barcelona from scoring, that's not easy. But I guess the pressure to perform in the second leg got the better of him, because he pretty much disappeared and allowed not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 goals to set the scores level on aggregate. But Barcelona needed one more goal to go through, and this is how they did it. Oh, what a thriller. So much so that even Gerard Piqué came out and said that hospitals need to hire more workers, because there was going to be a lot of baby making. March 8, 2017 will always be a special night in Barcelona. But for Pep Guardiola and his boys, April 17th was their worst nightmare. Man City versus Spurs. For mutual fans and lovers of football, I'll give you one word to describe the magnitude of this game. It's no surprise Aguero said that, after all, he did manage to give Manchester City the lead in the tie, before Tottenham scored a controversial goal that put them ahead once more. With less than 2 minutes remaining, this match was about to have one of the craziest endings ever. A game that began with 4 goals in less than 10 minutes ended in the most dramatic fashion for Manchester City, because deep into injury time, Raheem Sterling thought he'd won the game, only for this to happen. A moment of pure joy literally turned into the biggest April Fools the world has ever seen. So, this is it for heart-stopping last-minute moments. Thanks for joining in, and don't forget to check out more exciting football content right here. Bye now.